You've done everything you were supposed to do. You built a career, you hit the gym, you tried to become the man you were told women want. But then you're with a woman you're genuinely interested in, and you feel that familiar, frustrating sensation of her pulling away. What if the things you've been chasing, the perfect job, the money, the status, aren't the things that build that deep, primal attraction? There's a quality that cuts through all that noise. It's an emotional stability that creates a sense of safety and attraction that very few other things can. And we're going to break down exactly what that is and how you can build it. 1. The performance trap. Why chasing status fails. Look, we've all been sold a certain idea about attraction. That it's a simple checklist. Get the right job, drive a nice car, have a six-pack, and you'll get the woman of your dreams. So, you grind. You spend years building a life that looks impressive from the outside. You polish the armor, gather the treasures, and present yourself as the prize. So why does the connection so often flicker out when you're finally standing in front of her? Because chasing those external things puts you into a performance mode. You're not just a man connecting with a woman, you're an actor on a stage, waiting for applause. Every move is calculated. You're constantly asking yourself, is she impressed? Does she like me? Did that joke land? That low-level anxiety, that constant need for her approval, is the opposite of attractive. It communicates neediness and a lack of firm boundaries, and anything without boundaries tends to lose its value. People are generally perceptive and can often pick up on insecurity. A woman doesn't want to be the source of your confidence. She wants to be with a man who brings his own. She doesn't want to be the one to validate your worth. She wants a man who already knows his value. You're told to impress her, but what she often finds security in is a man's presence. And that feeling of security has very little to do with your car or your bank account. It comes from your emotional core. 2. The trait that changes everything: emotional stability. One of the most powerful traits a man can develop is emotional stability. It's your anchor in the storm, the calm in the middle of chaos. Emotional stability is the ability to navigate life's challenges and her emotions with a sense of composure. This isn't about being a cold, emotionless robot. In fact, just putting on a stoic-looking mask can create a huge emotional distance. True stability is about feeling your own emotions without being controlled by them, and holding space for hers without becoming reactive yourself. Think of it like this. Where is your emotional center of gravity? Is it inside of you, or is it dependent on her? If she's happy, you're ecstatic. If she's distant, you become anxious and start spiraling. When your well-being is tied to her every mood, it places a massive burden on her shoulders. Women, like anyone, tend to be drawn to partners who can maintain their own sense of calm, even when things get turbulent. This is a key part of what builds attraction on a deeper level. A profound need for many people in a relationship is emotional security. When she sees that you aren't shaken by her moods, by a minor setback, or by a change of plans, she feels safe. Your stability becomes a safe harbor. This quality signals maturity, dependability, and an inner strength that is far more attractive than any fleeting external credential. A man who can regulate his own emotions is rare, and that rarity creates incredible value. 3. The Stoic's mindset: mastering your inner world. So how do you build this unshakable core? The answer isn't a modern hack. It's a mindset from a 2,000-year-old philosophy, Stoicism. And at the heart of Stoicism is a simple but powerful principle called the dichotomy of control. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that some things in life are up to us and some things are not. The only things we truly control are our own thoughts, our judgments, and our actions. Everything else, what other people think, how they feel, whether they like you, if you get that promotion, is ultimately outside of your control. The man who suffers isn't the one facing a problem. It's the one who ties his peace of mind to an outcome he can't command. This is the root of so much anxiety in dating. You get anxious because you're trying to control what she thinks of you. You act needy because you've attached your happiness to her, giving you a specific reaction. The Stoic mindset helps you sidestep this trap. You shift your focus from the external outcome to your internal actions. Your goal is no longer, make her like me, because that's not in your control. Your goal becomes, be a man of integrity and self-respect, which is entirely within your control. You stop worrying about the outcome of the date and start focusing on your conduct during the date. Are you present? Are you listening? Are you being authentic? When you detach your self-worth from the outcome, you free yourself. Rejection still stings, but it doesn't crush you because your core value was never on the table. Her validation becomes a nice bonus, not a desperate necessity. This shift creates a deep sense of inner peace. You stop reacting to every little thing and start responding with purpose. This is the heart of emotional regulation, managing your inner state no matter what's happening outside. 4. The Stoic in action. Real-world scenarios. Let's make this real. How does this emotional stability play out in dating? Scenario 1. She tests you. You're on a date and she says something to poke you a little. Maybe she challenges your opinion or makes a slightly critical joke. The man whose self-worth is on the line gets defensive. He might argue, get quiet and sulk, or try way too hard to win her back over. His emotional instability is right there on the surface. The man who is centered doesn't need to prove anything. He might just smile, acknowledge her point without getting defensive, or return with some light-hearted humor. He understands her words are external. His reaction is what he controls. He passes her subconscious test by showing he can't be easily rattled. By staying calm and meeting her challenge with a gentle firmness, he shows his inner balance. Scenario 2. She goes cold. You've had a few great dates and then suddenly her texts get shorter. She seems busy and distant. The non-Stoic man immediately panics. His mind floods with what-if scenarios. He starts sending double texts, asking, is everything okay? Or, did I do something wrong? This behavior screams desperation and usually just pushes her further away. The Stoic man recognizes her behavior is outside his control. Maybe it's about him, or maybe it's about her job, her family, or 10 other things. Instead of chasing her down for an answer, he gives her space. He keeps living his life. He focuses on his work, his workouts, his purpose. He knows his time and energy are valuable and doesn't beg for attention. By not reacting with anxiety, he creates a vacuum. His absence often becomes more powerful than his constant presence ever could be. Scenario 3. Leading the vibe. The non-Stoic man often treats a date like a performance. He's running through routines, dropping jokes he hopes will land, and constantly watching her face for approval. He's not really present. He's stuck in his head, calculating his next move. The Stoic man is just there. He's not trying to impress. He's focused on connecting. He leads with a quiet, calm confidence. He asks real questions and listens to the answers. He isn't afraid of a moment of silence. His confidence doesn't come from trying to prove his worth, but from already knowing it. This authentic, grounded presence is incredibly attractive because it allows her to relax and be herself. 5. The transformation, becoming the unshakable man. When you truly internalize this mindset, you stop playing the game of dating and start living your life with intention. The change is real. You stop being a leaf blown around by the winds of her approval and become the tree, rooted deeply in your own values. Your inner peace becomes non-negotiable. Your happiness is no longer a fragile thing that a text message or a cancelled date can break. It's forged in self-mastery. You treat people with respect not as a tactic, but because it's a reflection of your own character. This is the energy that builds powerful attraction. It's not about being a bad boy or playing aloof games. It's about being a man who is so solid in his own frame and so centered in his own purpose that his presence provides stability and security. Attraction stops being something you must chase. It becomes a natural result of who you are. Stop pouring all your energy into chasing external validation, the money, the status, the approval. They are often empty pursuits. The real work is internal. Cultivate your emotional stability. Master your inner world. Become the rock in the storm, the man whose center holds steady. That is the timeless secret to becoming the kind of man women are deeply and instinctively drawn to. What's the biggest challenge you face in staying emotionally grounded when you're dating? Share your experience in the comments below.